Hey Alex, this is Mrs. Skoglins. Just wanted to give you a little bit of feedback on your summer assignments. So we're going to talk mostly about your Chapter 2L directed questions since that's the one you starred, but I'll kind of reference some other parts of your project as we're going as well. So the first thing that I always look for in your paragraphs is a strong topic sentence, which we want to be the first sentence that concisely answers the question provided. And I thought you did a really nice job of that in a lot of your paragraphs. So like you say, doctors and lawyers, and you come right out and tell me what some of these careers are that are being impacted. So I thought that was good. The next thing I look for is actually at the end of the paragraph because we want our concluding sentence to kind of reflect the topic sentence and tie back to the question again. I noticed a lot of times, Alex, you had commentary or in a couple paragraphs you just ended with a quote, and we do want to have that nice kind of wrap up even to a paragraph, so just kind of be aware you do need to have that. All right, next I looked at evidence. I thought you did a good job selecting your evidence, and I think I forgot to put that. But especially in like this paragraph, I liked how one of your quotes was about doctors and the other was about lawyers, so that kind of allowed you to develop the paragraph nicely. And you're really close on embedding, but we're not quite there. So like when you say, put doctors out of work like Pink says, as patients self-diagnose, or down here, computers are doing everything cheaper like Pink states, instead of asking, so notice I'm pausing when I have that dialogue word in between the dialogue word and the quote. And so we're going to want to put a comma there, so it's just a little thing, but just something to kind of notice. Next, your commentary. So commentary was interesting for me, Alex, because sometimes I noticed that you had commentary, but it was just before the quote, which is okay. It's a little, usually we see it after the quote, but like up here, I liked how you said, like people can now come up with a diagnosis without the help of a doctor. So that's why, we need these R-directed skills. But then down here, like you sort of previewed some things before the quote, but the commentary wasn't really there as much. And then you talk about like construction afterwards. So I would like to see a little more clear commentary after your quotes. And what you should be doing is basically explaining to me why this quote or whatever quote you've picked supports the question. Like, why did you pick that to answer the question? Okay, so just maybe making that a little more clear. Lastly, conventions and citations. I think conventions and proofreading looked fine. I would just encourage you to get away from using especially you and other personal pronouns. It's just too informal. And then we do want to work on our in-text citations. Those aren't correct. So punctuation is only at the end, and it's just the author and the page number, no page or like the number sign, just like Pink 45. Okay. Excuse me. Lastly, I looked at your R-directed activities, and I thought your letter at the end was interesting. I think it's really cool. You want to go into animation, and I'm glad that you sort of saw that reflected in some of the right brain attributes. So just wanted to give you a little feedback.